Are you sick and tired of Christian films that just aren't as good as secular films? A Hidden Life by Terrence Malick is not only one of the best movies of the past few years, it's also to me the best Christian film ever made. The movie tells the real-life story of an unsung hero called Franz Jägerstätter who refused to fight the Nazis in World War II when this Austrian farmer is faced with the threat of execution for treason. It is his unwavering faith in God and his love for his wife and children that keeps his spirit alive. The film asks one of the most challenging questions each one of us needs to ask himself. Would you be willing to die and risk the lives of your whole family in the name of your faith? Christians have always been persecuted throughout history, and I just look at the Bible and realize how many people have sacrificed their lives for me to have this book. Coming back to the film, this is a perfect example of how great Christian art and filmmaking can be. A Hidden Life is a movie that has had widespread critical and commercial success, even though it's a really Christian film. It's a masterpiece first and foremost because it's a beautiful piece of filmmaking that brings you closer to God without directly preaching the gospel at all. Movies just aren't sermons, and if as a movie you try to preach the gospel directly, you really quickly run into the danger of becoming propaganda. Now, what makes A Hidden Life into a cinematic masterpiece and a film that I think every Christian needs to see? First of all, the way Terrence Malick treats the World War II setting is so immersive and delicate. The life of Franz Jägerstätter tells us a lot about what we are faced with as Christians when our lives are shattered, how our faith is tested in those times, just as people experience their lives being destroyed without a clear reason during World War II. And the film actually shows also the perspective of the church, who the Catholic Church throughout World War II in Germany, in Europe, literally threw out everything the Bible says and conformed to evil, corruption and sin. And the movie actually takes you into the rooms and into the people that help keep the evil of the Nazis alive in the church, like scenes with the actual bishops and priests that are so powerful and just scary to see. At the same time, this isn't your typical World War II film. A Hidden Life has so much naturalism and beauty and peace in it. The way Malick just shows the Austrian Alps like heaven on earth, and the whole film is like shot from a low angle. It's like just like Terrence Malick's other masterpiece, The Tree of Life. It's like seeing the film through the perspective of a child. A Hidden Life has some drastic decisions when it comes to archival footage. There is some in the film, but we see no fighting at all, no war. We just see the parades of the Nazis. We also have some private personal footage showing Hitler like interacting with children, and you just see this whole different side of this monstrosity, while at the same time you're witnessing how evil is infiltrating each and every single one character. But The Hidden Life doesn't just show evil as something systematic. It gives evil a personal point of view. It gives evil like a face. We can see each small character in the small village the film takes place in become hostile and even violent. And we have all of this happening in contrast to Franz Jägerstätter, who holds fast to his faith and has grace to even the most evil characters in the film. Like we see this guy get into jail and he's like kissing the boots of prison guards, and still he has grace for every single one of them. His story is such a powerful statement that the issues of the Bible aren't just ancient things of the past, but the struggle, the fight, the war. We are currently in that same war. The Bible has all these stories for us about. A Hidden Life takes us, just as the title is alluding to, into a small heroic story that if it weren't like for biographers and for artists, this story would have been hidden and only seen by God. Franz Jägerstätter eventually was recognized as a saint by the Roman Catholic Church in 2007. Still, we can be so grateful to have a film like this that honors his presence and his life, his story, and puts it into a beautiful piece of art that I think will be seen long into the future. A powerful statement for the importance of faith and obedience we are supposed to have as followers of Christ. What I personally love about this film is how it takes us into some different POVs, even of the smallest characters. We have a church painter delivering a beautiful monologue. We witness the perspective of a corrupt priest, a prison guard, a blacksmith, and so much more. This film is just full of humanity and small details and moments that are really some of the most authentic filmmaking you will probably ever see. Hidden Life just shows you how great Arthouse filmmaking can be. This certainly is a more of a story-based film, especially in comparison to the other Terrence Malick films, but still it's so great to have a film that actually allows room for an atmosphere to establish and gives you room to reflect on what is happening, has unusual, interesting visuals, and gives the actors room to breathe for their performances. The filmmaking just has so much respect for nature and humans and shows evil through this unfiltered lens and without demonizing or manipulating the viewer. Terrence Malick is indeed a really mysterious man. You can't find any interviews of him and only a couple of pictures online. He's consciously taking himself away from the public spotlight, even though he makes like Hollywood films with like A-list cast and crew. That really makes us think more about his films rather than him as an artist, doesn't it? I just think it's remarkable how one of the most iconic and like important filmmakers of our time is actually a Christian that makes overtly Christian films. His next film is supposed to be a kind of Bible adaptation. I know that I've already made a video about how I don't like Jesus films, but I am really curious to see like what exactly his next upcoming film is, and we don't know much info about that as of now. Back to A Hidden Life, the story of Franz Jägerstätter of course ends in him being executed, and I gotta be honest, I've rarely seen the death of a film character that has made me feel so much physical and emotional weight. And the movie doesn't even show violence at all. Instead, the film offers a couple of unexpected final minutes of beauty that I just want you to experience for yourself. And honestly, no film has gotten to me as close to what reading the Gospels feels like as A Hidden Life. And ever since rewatching it as a believer, I can't stop thinking about it. It really has helped me ask the right questions when it comes to my own obedience as a Christian. Franz Jägerstätter is a role model for all of us. That's the kind of faith, obedience, strength, and grace we all need to strive for. So I really do hope that you get to see A Hidden Life. It's just a brilliant example of how great Christian filmmaking can be. All right, guys, that's it for today. I thank you so much for your time and attention. Wish you all a blessed day and hope to have you back in my next video.